Let's talk about gerunds and infinitives. So this is when you have to use a verb not as the main verb, not the verb that shows tense, but verb that follows another word in a sentence. So let's start with the basic rules. We use gerund, which is the verb with ing ending, after certain verbs, and you have the list of verbs in your book, and I will provide you with the list in Edmodo. So here I've got 2 examples, enjoy and practice. I enjoyed studying Chinese. We cannot say I enjoy to study Chinese, or we can say it, but grammatically it's not correct. After prepositions, we also use gerunds. So he's interested in studying politics, or he left without saying goodbye. And as the subject of a sentence, watching films is a popular pastime activity in my country. And pay attention to the fact that when you have gerund as a subject of the sentence, the verb is always singular, because your main subject is watching, not the films. Basic rules for the infinitive. We use infinitive with to, the verb with to, after certain verbs again. For example, want, decide, etc. So I decided to become a lawyer when I was very young. I want to have tea now, and so on. Again, you will have the list of the verbs after which you use infinitive in Edmodo, and you have them in your course book as well. After adjectives, we also use infinitive. It is dangerous to walk in the streets at night. It is easy to learn English. And to show purpose. What's purpose? It's why we do or why we did something. So I phoned him. Why did you phone him? I phoned him to tell him the news. Now, let's have a look at the bare infinitive. Infinitive without to. So after modal verbs, you know this. You cannot say to. You must finish it now, not you must to. You should help. You can swim. So it's bare infinitive. And then after let, make, and help, help is a bit different, and you will see that here. So let me go, no to. You cannot say let me to go. They made us study on Sundays, not they made us to study. So they made us study on Sundays. With help, you can actually use both, and both are grammatically correct. I helped him write the report, and I helped him to write the report. Both are okay to use. We also have some verbs after which we can use both gerund and infinitive, and the meaning of the sentence will not change. So some of the verbs are begin, continue, and start. So you can say, I began to write and I began writing, and both will be correct. The same with continue and start. However, one rule to bear in mind is that if the main verb, i.e. the verbs in this list, are in continuous form, it is better to use infinitive rather than gerund, because it is beginning raining doesn't really sound good. I hope you agree. Now to the verbs where the meaning of the sentence will change depending on the use of gerund or infinitive. So, forget and remember. Don't forget to turn off the lights, infinitive. The reference is to something that should happen in the future. So don't forget to turn off the lights before you go out means that I need to remember to do this when I'm leaving the house. And I forgot inviting. So basically, let's say in the first case, this happens after this. In the second case, I forgot inviting them to dinner. The order is the opposite. This happened before this. So reference is to the past, and it means that I forgot that I had invited them to dinner. Չմոռանաս անջատել and մոռացել եմ որ հրավիրել եմ. In Armenian, there are also two different things. Now, regrets. I regret to inform you that your application has been rejected. References to the future, and it's a formal way of apologizing that you're going to say something to deliver some bad news, but that doesn't actually show that you really feel bad. There is no emotional involvement. It's just a formal way of saying, I'm sorry about what I'm going to say. But it doesn't actually show that you're sorry. You are just saying it. I regret shouting at her, in contrast, is not really formal, and it refers to the past again. So I regret shouting at her, now she isn't talking to me, which means that I'm sorry that I shouted at her. So again, the same thing. To inform happens after I regret. So first I regret, then I inform. In this case, first I shout, then I regret. With stop, it's not about the past or future anymore. It's completely opposite things happening. So I stopped drinking coffee a long time ago means I gave up. I don't drink coffee any longer. And I stopped to drink coffee because I needed some rest. I was doing something. For example, I was writing a report and I was very tired, so I decided that I want to drink coffee, so I stopped to drink coffee. Yeah, I took a break to drink coffee. To drink here is the purpose. Try. I tried, after try we usually use infinitive. I tried to concentrate on the essay, but I couldn't. I was too tired. So I made the effort. Yeah, it is about effort. And I tried doing yoga to stop the headache, but that didn't help. This is about experimenting. So I had a headache, nothing was helping, so I was experimenting, trying different things. So at this particular time, I tried doing yoga, but again, that didn't help. With like and love, the change in meaning actually exists only in British English, because in American English it doesn't matter whether you say I like reading books or I like to read books. Americans actually very often use infinitive after like or love, and there is no change in meaning. In British English, however, there is change in meaning. So when the British people say I like or I love reading books, they mean that they enjoy it. So I like reading books, I enjoy it, but that doesn't mean that I often do it. For example, I personally love reading books, but unfortunately, I don't have much time to do it. Still, it's an activity I enjoy, but unfortunately, I don't do very often. On the other hand, I like to read books. Yeah, I find it important to read books, but that doesn't mean that I enjoy the activity. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Like to do, love to do, don't indicate pleasure. They just show that you find it important to do. If you still have questions regarding gerund and infinitive use, write to me and I'll answer. Thank you.